You see, it's easy to look at these brands like Prada and Armani and Tom Ford and see all these expensive fragrances, and you want to get into the brand, you just don't want to spend that much money. But believe it or not, there are a few affordable options from these bigger, more expensive designer brands. Obviously, the majority of these fragrances are going to be expensive. That's just how it is with a lot of these high-end designers. But they do have some fragrances that are a bit more on the affordable side, at least in comparison to their other fragrances. So I want you guys to know this is going to be all relative. These aren't actually cheap fragrances, but they're cheap in comparison to the other fragrances that these designer houses offer. Because let's be honest, we've all seen the prices of Dior's and Armani's and Prada's and all of these other designer houses, and it can be a tough pill to swallow. A lot of them going into the $100 plus range. That's not something that really everyone is going to feel comfortable with. So today, took a look at my collection and I picked out some fragrances that are going to be more affordable in comparison to the other fragrances that they put out. So first fragrance up, we actually have one from Prada, like I mentioned in the intro. This one is from their Luna Rossa line. So they are known for having these Prada Luna Rossa fragrances. One of the ones you hear a lot of talk about is Carbon, which is a Sauvage type of blue fragrance smell, utilizing ambroxan quite a bit. So, those fragrances can be kind of in the middle price tier to some extent, some of them being more expensive than others, like Prada Black. That one's a bit on the higher price side. And then, of course, Prada does have their other ones, Prada Amber Pour Homme, and so on. So they have a lot of fragrances. Prada L'Homme, those are on the more expensive side as well. But I got one here from the Luna Rossa line that's pretty affordable. This one's Prada Luna Rossa Eau Sport. So this one is all about the citrus. You get this nice citron up top. It's very bright. It's very zesty. Following that is some lavender and a nice spiciness from the ginger in this fragrance. So it's very simplistic. There's only a handful of notes. You don't get a whole lot here. What you get is really what you smell when you spray it. And that's not a bad thing. Simplistic fragrances do have their place and they do have their uses. This is one of those fragrances where when you don't want to smell like you're trying too hard, you don't want to, wear something that's very complex. If it's a warm summer day and you just want to wear something that smells refreshing, go for something like this. This, of course, is their take on a eau fraiche or a cologne type of scent, just like just about every other brand has done out there. And you can tell that by the white accenting and the clear top, kind of what they were going for here. Just like an eau fraiche or a lighter scent, kind of like Dior Homme Cologne, Versace Eau Fraiche, Dior Eau Sauvage Cologne, and so on. So I believe these are floating around for about $40 to $45 on discount websites. I will link it down below to FragranceNet and also possibly FragranceX, depending on where it's the cheapest. And I do want to mention that with proper discount codes that you get on these websites, all of these will be very affordable in comparison to their other scents. So I'll try to put those codes down there if I can find them, but you should be able to get 35% off on FragranceX and 35% off on FragranceNet as well. And one other thing about this fragrance that makes it cheaper is the fact that it is a 4.2 ounce bottle. So, you may look at this and think, hey, it's only like $10, $15 cheaper than like Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. This isn't that much cheaper. Well, Carbon and the other Prada Luna Rossa fragrances and just the other Prada fragrances usually come in 100 ml. This one comes in 125 ml. That 25 ml may not sound like a lot, but that's almost a 30 ml bottle, the small bottle sizes that you see a lot of people getting. So, I mean, your price per mil wise, you're getting a cheaper scent overall. And again, that does make this one pretty affordable in comparison to the others from Prada. Up next here, we have a fragrance from Valentino. This one is Valentino Woma Aqua. So you kind of see the trend here. A lot of these scents are going to be kind of the fresher, lighter versions, and that's not really a bad thing. See, the thing is, a lot of people will look at these fragrances, the Aquas, the Eau Fraiches, the, sports, colognes, and whatever, and they'll write them off and think that they're watered down and just kind of, not really worth it. And in some cases, they may be a money grab. They may not be all that nice, but here with this video, I chose these because they are actually really nice, and This one here is no exception. This is another one where you're getting a bigger bottle for a cheaper price. This is, I believe, a 125 ml also. Yeah, it looks like it is. I can't really actually see it. And yep, 4.2 ounce. So it's 125, and you can get these for around $40 to $45 as well. Very affordable in comparison to, I've seen the either 50 or 100 mils of Valentino Woma Intense going for like a bit over $100. So you're really getting a great deal with this scent, and honestly, it smells great. I love it for spring/summertime. It's a bit fresh with some citrus up top, but you also get that iris and some sweeter undertones, kind of giving it a nice balance. So it's a really nice scent for something different. If you want an iris scent that's fresher and a bit easier to wear, if you just want to get into the line or get into iris, go for something like this one. And again, you're getting a great price on this stuff. I do believe it is discontinued, maybe getting harder to find, so I wouldn't wait too long to pick this bad boy up. I have a feeling most of you guys aren't going to regret it, and you're really going to enjoy it. Following behind that, we have one from Tom Ford. So this is where it gets interesting. This is going to be Tom Ford Private Blend to make it perhaps more interesting, maybe, maybe not. I'm sure you guys probably see where this is going. But yes, Private Blend. Usually very expensive. I mean, the 50 mLs oftentimes go from anywhere from $150 to like $190, $200 on discount websites for 50 ml. I mean, you do the math there on what a 100 ml would cost you roughly, right? $300-ish. It's a lot of money, but we have one here that's going to be more affordable, and this is going to be Tom Ford Kosta Azura Aqua. Now I'm going to put a little side note in here and say that you can go with probably any of the Aqua fragrances from Tom Ford Private Blend and yield the same result, and that result being cheaper than the other ones. That's just kind of how it is. They came out with these Aquas. A lot of them were considered to be cash grabs. That's where you hear that argument thrown around. But actually, a lot of them are really nice, and I do like Kosta Azura Aqua. I've seen this one go as low as like $70 to $80 for a 50 ml bottle. I mean, that's unheard of for Private Blend. That's very, very affordable. So, you know, be on the lookout there to see what deals are going around. I don't know what the current price on this one is, but I can tell you it's going to be significantly cheaper than the original Kosta Azura and the other Private Blends. I mean, I think I got this 100 ml for cheaper than I got my 50 ml of the original Kosta Azura, which is crazy. So don't sleep on the Aqua versions of these fragrances. Give them a shot if you're wanting to dive into the house and you just don't want to pay the absurd price tag of the other Private Blends. Really nice scent here, Kosta Azura Aqua. It smells great. It's very unique. For summertime, you can't beat it. It's musky. It's a bit marine. It's citrusy. It's very mature. It's very upscale. Great quality as well. Next, we have a fragrance from Dior, and it's one that I've talked about a bit, and I love it very much. It's one that is slept on, in my personal opinion. I don't see it talked about. I think a lot of people really overlook this one, and I'm telling you guys, you shouldn't. Sauvage, very cool spray. I know, it's Sauvage. I've heard it a million times. You've heard it a million times. It's whatever. Sauvage, very popular, but not the very cool spray. And it does smell different than all of the other ones. This is going to be a brighter and more sparkling version of the Eau de Toilette, right? The Eau de Toilette, obviously, very peppery, but also very sharp from the ambroxan. That's kind of where, you know, it gets hate just because of how strong and sharp an ambroxan in your face it is. This one focuses more on the bergamot and more on the grapefruit. And it's, of course, still has the ambroxan in there. It is still a Sauvage fragrance, right? So it's going to have that, but not as much, right? The citrus is brought to the forefront, and it's again, it's sparkling. It smells incredible, especially in the air. I love this stuff. It smells really nice, and right now it's my favorite of all the other Sauvage fragrances. I like it more than the EDT, more than the EDP, more than the Parfum. Don't sleep on this one, guys. Best part about it is when it's in stock, you can get it for like $50, right? That's crazy for a Dior fragrance. And again, this is an actual Eau de Toilette concentration. I've mentioned this before. You can see it right under there. Fresh Eau de Toilette. So it's not like it's a deodorant spray. This is actual EDT fragrance. It's just in a different type of atomizer. And I mean, If that doesn't make you want to buy it, I don't know what does. And see, just smelling that, it smells so good. It's much more fresh. It's much more vibrant. Takes away that super sharp, like, bug spray type of thing, very harsh that you get from the Eau de Toilette opening. And you get something that actually smells very pleasant. When it's in stock, grab this one because it is worth it. I don't know why it goes out of stock so often, but it does. So make sure you get on it once you see it available. And finally, last fragrance up on the list, we have Armani Code Colonia. Of course, another fresher type version. Again, you guys probably caught on after the second fragrance, but that's just kind of how it goes in general. If you want a cheaper alternative to these more expensive houses, it's going to be something that's offered in like a fresher, lighter version. That's just kind of the trend here with designer fragrances. But Armani Code Colonia is awesome. I love this scent. It's that Armani Code DNA, but with more focus on citrus and amberwood / ambroxan. That's kind of where it is derived from. It's an ambroxany type of scent in the backbone with that creamy tonka bean, some citrus in the opening. It smells incredible. Like I mentioned a million times, if you want Armani Code in the summertime, you're really craving that DNA, but you also want to stick with the summer trend, go with Armani Code Colonia. I mean, seriously, you can get a lot of wear out of this stuff. It's going to be more affordable than stuff like Armani Code Profumo, Armani Code Absolute. It's a great flanker. Despite this one being kind of thrown under the rug when it first came out, it seems like a lot of people just did away with it because it was labeled as another generic fragrance. I think this one has merit. I think it has value, and I think it's one you should check out if you want Armani Code in the summertime. No other way to put it. It's the last fragrance on this list, and it's a great one. So guys, that was going to do it for me. That was 5 cheap fragrances from expensive designer houses. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Hopefully it helps you out if you're wanting to get into some of these houses, but they're just a bit too expensive for you. You can go with some of these alternatives, which are still solid fragrances that I love. They just come in with a cheaper price tag. You can't beat that. You're getting, Dior, Valentino, Armani quality, and Tom Ford quality at cheaper prices. I mean, not much else you can ask for. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. All these fragrances will be linked down below in the description. If you want to check them out, make sure you check them out down there. That's going to do it for me, guys. We'll see you tomorrow night with another one. Take care.